Hey, Danny Mike listeners, before we get to the episode today, I wanted to ask a favor. Our new network, The Last Podcast Network, is doing a survey which will in turn improve the content that you hear. It only takes a minute, it's all confidential, and it's just some questions about your listening habits. You can find the link in our description of this very episode.
The world was so big, and I was so small. Your voice was always the loudest of all.
Oh boy, fellas.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Danny, you're driving. What's
Hi,
going
listeners. Yeah, I'm usually a 10 and 2 guy, and right now I'm just a 2 guy.
on? I think
You're a 12 in my book.
I got a cross. If I keep the cross going like this, it's a much more secure way of driving with one hand that isn't as secure as it should be.
do you think it's illegal to drive with a microphone in your hand?
I don't know, but
Podcast.
if it is, that was all a joke. None of that was real, and
was
I'm
none of
using
us-
a headset.
Yeah, neither of us are casting right now from the front seat of the Danny and Mike Tour-a-thon.
That's right. That's right.
Great Lakes Midwestern Tour 2018. Let's not limit ourselves, I think is the full title.
That's
I'm
right.
okay with that.
Well, before we get to the tour stuff, welcome to the Adventures of Danny and Mike. To my front, Mr. Michael C. Morona,
Hello.
and to his left, Mr. Danny Tamborelli.
Yes, I am driving.
He's driving, and my name's Jeremy. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Jeremy's brought to you by the letter N, which goes in between ankle and foot.
Yeah, so I guess we should recap first show of our tour. What do you think about that?
Good old Amityville, Long Island.
Great way to kick off the
Great
tour.
old
Yes.
Amityville, Long Island, the Amityville Music Hall.
Correct.
With the most stickers I had seen per square inch. That's SPI. SPSI.
Yeah. I've never seen stickers on the inside of the toilet.
Sure you have,
they
man.
Did have,
Sure
I
you've
don't
seen
know.
stickers.
That's a dangerous job.
Yeah.
Trying to get them on there.
Dangerous job.
Yeah,
Get
'cause
'em
yeah.
on- How about trying to get them off? That's an even
No,
more dangerous
no.
job.
You just replace the toilet, man.
I think
I'm not made of toilets.
I
I
mean,
mean, I could be, but
you
I haven't
could
checked.
be.
I haven't checked lately, but I'm not. I'm pretty
What's your
sure.
porcelain intake these days?
My porcelain levels are 1.8. How about you?
2.2.
I haven't checked in 3 years.
I think that wouldn't they have to like dry the toilet bowl off and
You're
then put the
married
sticker
now.
on?
Yeah, no. You have to hire a guy who's that good, or gal who's that good, who can
right.
get in between flushes. You need a metahuman who's
Right.
fast,
Right. Well,
an augmented human.
let's talk about Amityville. The show was incredible.
Let's talk about the augmented humans at Amityville. We had
The,
Rob, a super fan, who lifted me up and almost broke my spine. That was a
Power
dangerous.
Hug- you know what?
That was a dangerous way to start. He
Here's
felt
a,
like Matt Serra.
Here's a note from the road for people that come to see us. You don't need to try to pick us up and give us power hugs.
That's a good note.
I don't.
Everything
I
else
appreciate
everything-
the love. We can
everything
shake
up to that
hands.
kicked
A
ass.
normal hug is
Yeah.
great, but
Yeah.
power hugs are not suggested.
It
and
just-
my back is still a little out of whack. I think.
Whoa! Oh, you got a power hug as well?
Yeah, I got a power hug as well.
Sorry, I thought it was only me who got the spine tingler.
Oops, there's construction on the road. I am not swerving.
Not at all. He has
Or,
one hand firmly planted on the wheel.
For the rest of the Amityville crowd, you guys kicked ass. Thank you so much for making
Kudos.
us feel welcome and for lining up around the block in what was obviously Amityville traffic or rain or whatever happened out there.
I heard the Amityville Horror House was close to there. Kind of bummed that we didn't get to see it,
Yeah,
but I'm sure you guys
we
have
don't
seen
talk
it.
about that stuff.
Why?
Because it's like
it's a night of celebration.
Yeah,
that's
we're
true.
trying to keep it positive.
Well, it
and-
wasn't
and
70s night. It was 90s night.
That's right.
When did the horror happen?
I don't know, but
I think it happened.
and the Redux came out in the 2000s. I'm
It
sure.
just, yeah, you're right because people did die, and I just was thinking of the movies. It's a real story. It's a true story. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
didn't
based
think of
on a
that.
true story, my friend.
Well, speaking of horror, hour one of the tour,
Hour
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 zero,
30 minutes.
Yeah,
Day
yeah,
zero.
30 minutes into our tour, first show, first stop. I'm setting up the boy. We're all getting our ducks in a row, and I jump off the stage to go do something, and my foot catches, my left ankle twists.
To go do more than one thing.
Yeah, that's probably true. And my foot pops and breaks. So
Jeremy claims to hear
seen,
a pop, a crack. I'm across the room, glad-handing with the people, so I can't tell what's going on. But I hear...
Well, and yes,
no one had shown up yet. The doors were closed, Michael. You might have been hobnobbing with the
merch. I was getting the merch.
You were making the merch nice.
I was making it all square.
I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and all of a sudden,
it was like a soccer game where one of you guys like doesn't get up, and you're like, "Come on, get up," and then he doesn't get up, and you're like, "Oh, this might be a problem."
There was a wince face and a groan that sort of sounded like, "Ooh."
Yeah, the grapes lady. It was reminiscent of that.
Yeah. It wasn't very nice, and we could have done a little more to be nice about it.
I rushed into action. I turned Jeremy towards the light and photographed him at least twice. I got close up on his ankle bone, which we may or may not put up because Jeremy finds it too haunting.
I for a hot minute there, I was like, oh my God, my friends are the best. Here they come to my aid. The hand reaches out, and all of a sudden it hits the snap picture button. So that's...
Come on, we got you some ice. You sat there for a little bit.
I got a shutter release attachment for my phone just so I could reach closer to Jeremy and then take a picture.
We promised you that it was not broken. You merely rolled your ankle, sprained it.
Right.
Wow, he's walking on it. I guess it doesn't hurt that bad. He did the whole show. I guess he's going to be okay.
Yeah, he seemed positive after the show, and we loaded out heavy stuff after meeting some really great people and selling some merch.
Yeah.
And meeting some cool people. What's it called? Seeing some people with what was it? Rocco's Modern Life shirts or some sort of, and maybe not all the buttons, but the whole shirt was there, but not all the
As this is I guess we're not doing a
podcast.
Yes,
neither of us are wearing the same size. Things that we were doing
as 90's night.
Yeah,
people
that we were in the 90s.
Coming
maybe I
with some costumes or just T-shirts, old Nickelodeon T-shirts.
Yeah, cool wigs.
2 sizes too small, but hey, man, don't care. They're putting it on and wearing it, and I respect the shit out of that.
That's right. Straight from the back of the closet. Saving it for a special night. I like that people dress up. I think that's amazing.
I think it's great. We never told anybody to do it. They just started doing it.
Yeah, right. Danny and Jeremy have just been wearing the same black T-shirt night after night. So I'm flattered that people.
That's not true.
That's not true.
The only thing I have to tell the passage of time is that you, the fans out there, dress differently than the other people in front of my vision.
I thought you were going to say that my bone was moving in my foot. That's how you could tell the passage. Sort of like
the fifth metatarsal,
sundial.
which I instantly called.
That's true.
I knew it was a fifth metatarsal.
Yeah, I had gone to urgent care post-show and got it checked out. Turns out there was a break in the metatarsal, the fifth metatarsal, which Michael C., in his defense, called from the very beginning.
You'll recall that I also accurately diagnosed myself with having appendicitis several months ago. So I have I'm on kind of a good streak with this.
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Give us your ailments.
You're
looking
at me. I'm sorry.
You can call in and give us your ailments at 347-470-8150.
Driving and podcasting is I'm having not problems with it, but I'm sorry. You're
getting that euphoric feeling.
I'm in a construction zone for the listener.
This is great.
I know, but I'm trying to. There's lights flashing. And
fines are doubled and spirits are high. That's why I'm taking a sip of the good seltzer.
That's right.
While Dan firmly keeps both hands on
said wheel,
microphone and steering wheel respectively.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It was not the best omen, but it was by far a great show to start off the tour with, and in that one that you'll never forget because it was your first. You never forget your first, isn't that right, Jeremy?
My first metatarsal break.
No, your fifth. Obviously, this was your fifth metatarsal.
No, it's my first.
Our first advertised 90's night.
Oh, that's true.
We kicked off the tour in Long Island, kept it close, had some support from some good podheads and super fans out there, fans of the pod.
Right.
We've so far called them podheads because we don't have a better name for them. If you guys have a better name for yourselves, please let us know at Danny and Mike with the and spelled out online on Twitter, and what's it called on the other one?
Adventures of Danny and Mike on
the other
Instagram.
one. So please let us know if you have a different name for yourselves, because we want to respect you with your own collective noun and pronouns if necessary. We love you all, and we love your feedback. So thank you so much for making us feel so good on that first night of the tour.
Where did we eat in Amityville? Do you remember?
We got pizza. They gave us pizza.
At the place.
Oh, right.
They gave us half cheese, half
vegetable.
You know, because we got to make sure we get fed.
That's right.
You got these venues out here that are trying to pull a fast one over because they say they don't have food at their venue. But I get that buyout, son.
That's right. This is why 20 years of touring experience.
15
it's
at
helping
least.
out the Danny and Mike tour.
You learn to make sure that you get what you deserve, and in this case, Mike and I deserved pizza, and Jeremy deserved nothing because he broke his foot, and then we had to foot
But we gave him
the bill for all of the heavy lifting.
Okay.
foot the bill.
Get
we
it?
had to foot the
Yes. We got it.
But Jeremy did get half of the pizza, the vegetable half.
Yeah.
You did.
It's funny because I've never been on tour, and it's how important it is for shit like that, because when you're running around putting on a show, setting up stuff, it's like and then performing and then breaking down. There's very little time to think about
to
eating.
do anything else.
Yeah, it's been
Very important.
it's been for personally as an aside, it's been a wonder to watch Jeremy breaking down on stage each day. And just rebuild himself up each night. Afterwards, sobbing in the shower or whatever it is. He's been a real never nude on tour as well. That's something I've been learning.
Well, that's not exact. Well, I guess a bit, yes.
I've never seen Jeremy nude on the tour.
I haven't seen Mike's chest hair as much as I have in these last few days.
You've never seen so much gray in my chest hair as
I've
you
never
have
seen
in the
so
last
much.
few.
I've never seen so much gray. It's
Is it
true.
starting with your chest and then going up?
Oh, it's everywhere, my friend.
Oh, boy.
It's in the spine. It's
Oh,
going
boy.
everywhere.
Oh, boy. Well, any final thoughts on Amityville, gentlemen? Such a pleasant way to kick off this thing, as we said.
They were excellent, and their audience participation was top notch.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag dirty secrets.
Hashtag dirty secrets. That's right.
That's right.
Hashtag Dookie Secrets.
Oh, that
We
too.
don't talk about. Well, we talk about Duke.
Yeah, a little bit. All right, gents. Well, let's call this an episode, and make sure and check us out on Patreon. Patreon.com/Danny and Mike with the N spelled out.
What's that with the what?
With the N spelled out.
A-N-D.
A-N-D.
with the
That
N
means
spelled out.
that spells and that's included in the
The name in between
name
Danny
in
and
between
Mike.
Danny
like to
and
be
Mike
specific.
Well, it's
on Patreon.com.
/
Danny
and Mike
with the N
with
spelled
the
out.
The N spelled
no,
out,
just
right?
Danny, Danny and
Mike.
Mike, not
Right.
and then not the rest.
and then the voicemail.
Patreon.com /
DANNYAND.
and with the and spelled out.
What?
And
No,
Mike.com.
I don't think that this is.
One
See how
fun.
confusing it can be?
You're making it a bit more confusing than
The
me.
Amityville fans were really cool in the way that there were a lot of Met fans. We had a good crossover there, and there were a few people that looked like they had their Nickelodeon stuff from way back when. Big shout out to Soda. We had a couple of wacky.
Shout out to Soda.
Shout out to Soda. We had a couple of wacky characters there that night. Much respect to everybody who dressed up, everybody with wigs, and
everyone that came from far away. We had people that came from Cape Cod. Do you
Cape
remember
Cod.
that? Because we didn't put any New England dates on the run. And they're
yeah.
like, well, I guess we could come down.
Respect to Kayla and Desmond. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for coming down south. And
I can't believe you remember their names, Mike.
the
That's
Rain
so
Man
good
of
of
the
you.
podcast. Jeremy's got to remember other things. See, this is the work that I do for the pod.
That's right.
So
Excellent memory.
It's when you look
He's
at
the
Charles
fan
Oakley.
brand ambassador.
It's when you look at Charles Oakley and you're like, he doesn't, score a lot and he doesn't shoot a lot.
The
And
boy
you
is
say
the
it's the
muscly.
intangibles.
Yeah.
It's the intangibles.
Under the rim. Our voicemail is 347-470-8150. Give us a shout on that. We enjoy hearing from you and the boys especially.
It's a local call if you're in Amityville or anywhere else.
Or just use Google Voice. It's free. And if you want to follow Danny, check him out at D Tamborelli on the twits, at Danny Tamborelli on the Insta. Mike is at Michael C. Morona on the Twitter.
Maybe by the end of this tour, we'll get him an Instagram, but
we're working on it, but
it.
I don't think it's going to work.
What did I say would happen first?
Oh, you said that you would
Well, that's I think that's PG.
eat
rated
somebody
R.
else's poop or something. What was
That
it?
was not it at all.
Gross. I definitely won't do that. I would do anything for fame, but I won't do that.
Thanks so much for checking us out, and we'll see you hopefully in a city near you soon. And stay tuned for some more of these minisodes about the tour.
Thanks a lot,
Check out the Last Podcast Network.
Look at we ended that.
With the end spelled
Thanks to the
out.
Last Podcast Network.
Yeah, there were a lot of shout-outs to LPN.
The
Well,
last
a lot
podcast
of
must be
fans.
talked about because the story must be told.
Nice.
It's
There
one of
you
our
go.
favorite pods on the Last Podcast Network.
right.
Listen to them and feel the horror drip from your fifth metatarsal.
Bye. The Adventures of Danny and Mike stars Danny Tamborelli and Michael C. Morona. The show is produced by me, Jeremy Baylor. This podcast is part of the Last Podcast Network, which can be found at lastpodcastnetwork.com. Make sure to check that out for a ton of great shows. For more information on the guys, visit our website at dannyandmike.com. Also look us up on Twitter at Danny and Mike with the N spelled out, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Adventures of Danny and Mike. Thanks for listening.